Hey, that was quick. Welcome to the Monday Movie Club. This week we all went to the movies. How exciting is that? Like 32 million other people, we saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm Frank Gaffney. Today, Frankenpool and Mylorine. With us, of course, Joel Pool and Jolverine. Dog Pool and Lunarine. Mark has the picture up right before all the Deadpools came on camera. Gold Pool and Cringerine. Don't talk. He'll run away.
Right.
King Pool and Abilene is actually in Canada. Why are you Ottawa?
It's an homage to Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
She went to Canada to see if she could find Ryan Reynolds. Which city are you in, you said? Montreal?
Quebec City.
Quebec City. All right. All right, so here's the plot. Ryan Reynolds returns for the fourth time as Deadpool, whose peaceful existence comes crashing down when the TVA, if you don't know, the Time Variance Authority, recruits him to help safeguard the multiverse. You know, I love the multiverse. He soon unites with his would-be pal, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, returning to the role for the ninth time, but you will be playing this role, we found out, until he is 90.
Great line.
Yes.
I only saw the movie yesterday, so I didn't have time to type up my notes. So I'm going to have to try and make sense of what I wrote while I was sitting in the movie theater.
You took notes in the theater?
I did. And I didn't do it on my phone so I wouldn't disturb people. I did.
Wow.
It's like an old school critic.
Yeah.
Old school I'm old school everything at this time. All right, so here's the thing. So sitting in a real movie theater, now, you know, they all have the loungy chairs. Those are lovely. And I took a nap before we went so I wouldn't fall asleep during the movie. I also peed before I went in so I wouldn't have to pee during the movie. And there were lots of horror movie trailers before the movie. Did you get that?
I got a couple.
Why?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah. Why they?
It's probably because of the time of the year. We're coming up to October.
Oh, and this is the audience for horror movies, I guess.
It's an R-rated movie. Yeah.
Some of them looked interesting. And then there was Nicole Kidman. So you know you're in an AMC movie theater.
They make better.
They do make movies better.
No, they don't.
And Dolby, we were in a Dolby theater. Dolby is loud. Yes. I mean, loud.
AMC makes movies louder.
Yeah,
and
it was
Dolby,
definitely noticeably
oh my goodness, with the Dolby. And then the most horrible thing happened of all. They showed a little featurette, like a 5-minute thing, of the director, Sean Levy, saying how great Dolby is, and they showed all these scenes from the movie. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That did not happen up here.
Oh.
No.
I'm like, well, because I was in a Dolby Atmos movie theater. Whatever that is. Atmos, what is it called?
Atmos, yeah.
And it just, I was like, I can't even look. I can't listen. What is going on right now?
That's weird, yeah.
Okay. Was Deadpool in the Marvel logo before this movie?
No.
Oh, so nice. He got a promotion.
Yep.
And the opening, thank God they didn't do the stupid asshat credits. But it was very inventive how all the credits came up. And Bye 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 was just fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Yes. Fabulous. And then I read that it wasn't Ryan Reynolds dancing.
Part of it, Danielle read that the parts where he looked like he had arthritis was him. And anyone that looked like they were actually dancing was the stunt double.
No.
Yeah.
Dance double in this.
Yes. Dance Pool is what he's listed as. Dance Pool.
Dance Pool.
On IMDb.
Then the Iron Man bit with Jon Favreau, very funny.
Loved it.
That they couldn't afford Iron Man. That was funny. And him wanting to be Avenger, very, very cute.
Yeah.
And the birthday party that everybody from the last movie was there, except
not everybody. Josh Brolin would disagree with that statement.
He wasn't there.
No,
and he would have liked to have been there.
Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah,
but
they couldn't afford him.
Say again, Joel.
I said T.J. Miller wasn't there either.
TJ Miller.
Well, that's
thank
we
God.
know that. Yeah.
They couldn't afford Josh Brolin.
My theory on that is that they had no place for him because it's not a Deadpool movie. It's a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And just like they put everyone else to the side, why are you going to hire Josh Brolin just to have him at a birthday party for 3 minutes? I think it was on purpose.
That would have been adorable. Everybody else was there for 3 minutes.
Yeah, but he's a bigger name.
But he wanted to do it.
They could have. He probably would have done it for like $50,000. They could have chipped 50,000 off of Hugh Jackman's.
I agree.
All right, but there were a lot of very fun cameos. So here we go. The sacred timeline thing. I like the sacred timeline. That's a nice idea. Suck It Fox, very cute. Having the logo in the sand made me laugh.
Oh my God, I screamed.
Yeah. Henry Cavill. Oh my God.
Cavalrine.
Yeah. Welcome to the MCU. Now, Pont?
Now
Well,
what?
I don't know. Now, Point? I don't know. Welcome to the MCU. Very cute. And when the Fox logo was in the sand, it actually got a laugh from the audience.
Oh, it got a huge laugh with us too.
Yeah.
Have you guys not seen it? You guys, that's right. You did not watch any. It's in like every trailer, so that was not a surprise.
Oh.
Okay.
That's why
I'm
I
so
don't
glad
watch
I didn't
trailers.
see it any trailer.
Yeah. And Chris Pine loved
No.
that he was
Chris Evans.
Yes.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Wow, if you can't get your Chris's correct at this point, it's
Don't even bother bringing up Hemsworth and Pratt. Come on.
All right.
Love
Chris
when
Evans.
he said he's not my favorite Chris anyway.
Yes. That was a great line.
Obviously not mine either. So, because at the beginning, first you didn't know who it was going to be, and then it was him, and you were just assuming he's Captain America.
Yeah.
Well, I heard his voice, and the way he was speaking was purposely kind of like Cap on purpose. And I said to myself, this doesn't make sense because this is Fox. And I have to admit, I did not think, and I'm embarrassed that I did not think of Johnny Storm. I should have thought of it right away. So I was surprised when he said "Flame On."
he was the unfortunate person in the photo that came across my feed from Terrificon
That's who it was. Okay.
screening.
Oh,
ahead.
he was
But
sitting
did you know right away that he was Johnny and not Cap?
Oh, it was to me. He was obviously going to be Johnny and not Cap.
Yeah. In retrospect, 100%. Yeah.
That whole joke was lost on me. That's one of the notes I wrote, unfortunately.
I
I don't know the Human Torch.
We'll get there during your speech. Yeah.
And
Thank you, Mama.
I totally thought the landscape was all Mad Maxy, and then he made a Furiosa joke.
Well, when they showed up with their crazy contraption cars, that was definitely right out of. I think it was an ode to Hugh Jackman being Australian.
Yes.
So I put his brother with a question mark. That was not the same actor, right?
Who?
Wolverine's brother.
What do you mean, Wolverine's brother?
Oh,
He
Sabretooth?
wasn't the same actor. Yeah.
Oh no. That was Tyler Mane. Yeah.
Yep.
Same
He
actor
was
played him.
He was in X-Men, the first X-Men in 2000. The other one where they actually showed that it was his brother was in Wolverine Origins, when that was played by what's his name, Liev Schreiber. But they are supposed to be brothers in the comics. Yes.
No, I know, but then they went back to the other actor.
Yes,
Didn't you, Liev Schreiber?
he's in the better movie, and he's the more iconic look of Sabretooth than Liev Schreiber was.
So it was a good guy. Purgatory. I don't know what that means. Ant-Man. That was cute. That was Ant-Man. That was the.
And that Paul Rudd finally aged. Yes.
Yeah, very cute. Elektra, Blade. I didn't know who Channing Tatum was.
So just do me a favor, Frank, watch on Disney Plus. There's the original 1990s X-Men cartoon. Just watch like the opening credits and you'll see Gambit and you'll get it right away.
So he never played Gambit.
No, he did briefly in was it Origins?
No, that wasn't him. That was some other actor from Friday Night Lights.
Okay. Well, I know they've been trying for like almost a decade to make a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum.
He has
It
wanted
never
to do
got
it.
made.
It never
Yes.
got made.
It
It was
never got made.
Taylor Kitsch was in
Right,
X-Men Origins.
Taylor Kitsch,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Taylor
Basically,
Lautner,
take a tall, lean, good-looking guy who can put on a Cajun accent and jump around, and then you got Gambit.
And he
I thought-
couldn't put on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what made it so funny. I loved him.
I loved Deadpool's comments about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his accent was definitely bordering on.
But
racist.
to be honest, if you watch the animated cartoon, he is hard to understand. So it kind of was spot on in that sense that you're like, what is he saying?
That's funny. He was terrific.
So Chris Evans and Channing Tatum both had dreams come true in this movie
why would Chris Evans have a dream come true?
because he got to play Johnny again.
I didn't realize that was a dream of his, but okay.
I don't think that was a dream of his.
I just saw a text this morning
Yeah.
that
From Chris?
he sent it to me. He posted on Instagram, "Thank you for making his dream come true."
Aw.
Of playing the character again. X-23, of course, she was from Logan, and then Juggernaut's helmet got much smaller.
Well, because again, that's the costume that Juggernaut wore in the third X-Men movie, The Last Stand, where he was played by Vinnie Jones. And I don't know why they didn't just get Vinnie Jones to play the part again. He wanted to be in the film.
Yes, but do you know who played this part?
It was I remember reading this.
I'll tell you because I know Amy is a big fan of Free Guy. Amy, do you remember when Free Guy had when Ryan Reynolds' face was superimposed on a giant muscular guy, dude,
Vaguely.
who was kind of like a doofus?
Yeah.
It's the same actor. He's a 6'7" bodybuilder.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was there was no prosthetics there. That was really a large muscular dude
Wow.
playing him.
Okay, so who was the bald lady?
I never heard of her.
Cassandra Nova, I didn't either. But she was Professor X's sister.
Yeah, in the comic books, that's who she is. So
We couldn't get Professor X.
they didn't want.
Why would you get Professor X to play a villain
Why not? It's a twist.
who's stuck
It's
in the
a
void?
timeline, right, Frank? You
This-
can do whatever you want. in
Different
the timeline.
timeline. Do
No,
whatever you want.
this makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was, and she was way too skinny. Very cute on Not Everyone Gets a Speech. But then everybody got snarky, even him. He was like, can't you just when she was trying to finger him? And he was like, just ask. Damn. All right. Fox killed him. Oh, that was cute. When that was the whole you're gonna play it till you're 90. And then Dogpool showed up. Oh my god. The cutest thing in the whole world. And then Ryan Reynolds speaks my truth. Oh, can we just be done with the multiverse? Thank you. But when all of the Deadpool showed up, the lady next to me said, "This is the best part." So obviously, she had been there previously.
Yeah.
Came back. But I didn't get the point of having all the Deadpools and having famous people play some of them. I'm like, I did not know Blake Lively. I don't know her voice if I heard it. And then at the end, it said Blake Lively. I'm like, no idea. It could have been
Well,
Gwen Stefani with that.
But that's an
hairdo.
easy one because that's his wife. I mean,
But
but
it's
getting
like,
Matthew
why then bother?
but getting
Who-
Matthew McConaughey to play Deadpool was
Did you
ridiculous.
know it was Matthew McConaughey? I did
No,
not
not until
know it was
afterwards.
him.
No.
Yeah. And the suspended head voice was somebody too, somebody famous.
Nate Fillion.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
I'm
was in
like,
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
yeah, I know Nate. I mean,
Yeah.
I had no idea it was him. So it seemed a little silly to me, but enjoy my Peter. I don't know. All my Deadpools. And at the end, I swear to God, they were so close to each other. I thought they were gonna kiss. Deadpool and Wolverine when they were leaving. They were like, "Meh. Kiss."
Well, they were
And
already
I-
holding hands.
Yeah. And I also cracked up when Deadpool switched and he was inside getting ready to die and he said, or Spock.
Yes. Yes. And doing Superman, it was all hilarious. Yeah.
Well, yeah, when they were behind the glass, I was like, this is a
Yeah.
Star Trek 2 moment. And they did it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
totally. Okay.
I have no notes left.
And then throwing in Sharma, very cute.
Yeah.
And then all right, that's it for me. So
Oh,
I'm
and then,
very-
I forget it.
no, because that's the post-credit sequence.
Hmm.
That's what's next. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Frank, you should probably say spoiler alert
about what?
20
to
minutes
anybody
ago.
watching this.
Oh, okay. I'll write it in my notes. Okay, so a very enthusiastic 3.25 stars here. It's a lot of fun. I think I may even have liked it more than the first one because I really had a good time. All right,
I'm
do we
surprised.
agree? What?
I'm
It was
surprised.
fun. It was fun. And none of it really seemed to go on. Some of the fights, I'm like, okay, fine. All right, King Pool and Abiyeen. You saw it last week, though. This is like ancient history for you.
Yes, definitely. But I remember leaving the theater and saying that was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
and I
He
said
did.
3.5. Right. I liked when they were eating shawarma.
Oh my God,
Like,
yes.
the Avengers invented shawarma. Yeah, that was really funny. But lots of good, funny stuff. And the costume, and then when he like puts the hood up.
Oh yeah, that was a fun moment too.
Yeah,
Very fun.
so yeah. Now you probably wrote down good notes because I didn't write down any notes in the theater. So good thing you
Hey,
wrote down all the notes.
did that mask is the reason why his hair is like that? Because the mask made his hair go like that.
I've actually always thought that too as a kid, but that part, Annie, was for the fans, definitely. All the little nerdy fans like me.
And there were some things I had no idea what they meant, but it didn't matter really.
Do you remember anything specific?
Like Cassandra Nova, I'm like, who the hell is she?
Oh.
No idea. And I didn't even remember the X-23 girl because I thought she must be somebody.
What did
And
I say?
didn't-
What did I say? I said watch Wolverine Origins
Right.
and Logan.
Logan.
Yeah. So she was from Logan, obviously. I had to look that one up.
Daphne Keene.
So that's it for you. It was good. 3.5.
Yeah, no, that was good.
And now she's got to check out.
All right. Do you want to check out? That's fine.
I will, yes, and we got to hit the road. So,
All right.
someone text me later and let me know next week's movie and time.
Okay.
And
It's
And-
Watchmen.
It's Watchmen.
No, it's not. Shut up.
Damn it, I was too loud.
and my
Alright.
favorite X-Men was X2. I forgot to tell you that.
Thank you. I was like, man, Annie doesn't like me. She doesn't respond to my texts. Yeah, and that's the correct answer.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
All right.
For those of you who don't remember, Annie watched all the X-Men movies last week.
Yeah.
So X2 was her favorite one.
It is everyone's favorite.
I thought I remember liking what's the one, First Class, whatever it is.
Yeah, First Class
Yes.
was Days of Future Past was probably the best in the second generation. And X2, it's always like the second movie is always kind of the best. But yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Annie.
Bye, honey.
Bye,
Have a good trip.
Yukio.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Mia. Oh, thank God she's gone. All right, I guess that goes next to you, Marky Mark.
Oh, okay. I shall go to my notes. I'll start with my nits, which are not too many.
So wait, when did you write your notes while you were sitting there watching the movie?
No, nope. In fact, I wrote them up. I went to go see the movie on Danielle and I both went on Tuesday late afternoon, and I wrote them up yesterday. And I didn't know what I was going to write because I was like, holy shit, I don't, remember every little detail. But
Right.
when you sit down and think about it, a lot of stuff came back to me.
Yeah, there was goodwill about this movie to begin with because Anthony wanted to go.
Wow, wow, and that doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just go when you're working. He's like, no, I want to see it.
One review I read said that this was the first Marvel entrant that could technically be called a comedy as opposed to an action movie. It was that funny. So that makes sense. That I mean, I think it's going to bring in. To me,
Hello,
it
Well,
was.
that's all three.
Ragnarok.
Oh, Ragnarok, Guardians.
Yeah, but
those are
this
fun
to
movies.
me was there was more jokes in this one. Anyway, here we go. The first two
Because he
movies,
won't shut up.
he won't. He's the merc with the mouth.
Mark with a mouth.
So my first nit is that the first two movies are a love story of him and Vanessa, and then she just leaves him because he settles down. I hated that aspect of the movie. I thought I would have liked a different reason to motivate him throughout the whole movie. I did not like that
Well, this
aspect of
one's
it.
a love story as well, just with Wolverine.
But with Wolverine, exactly. I just felt it was a little bit weird that they were so in love for two movies, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Nah, get out." Didn't like that. And secondly, and I understand this part. I understand why his crew of friends were mostly pushed aside. Just like Ant-Man 3, he didn't have his ex-cons anymore. But although Blind Al still had some great lines in it, but I missed Dopinder and the gang for the most part, and that's why I said before I get that Cable wasn't in it because you can't have if this is not Deadpool 3 really, it's Deadpool and Wolverine, so you gotta make room for an entire other 50% of the movie. I get it, but I still miss them. Other than that, I loved every minute of this movie. I was laughing or smiling for 75% of the movie. Think about that. That's a lot. I said, holy shit out loud when Blade walked in. I wouldn't have expected him. I already texted with Amy about that. Blade was in, Blade obviously was in Blade Trinity, the third Blade movie with Ryan Reynolds, and they did not get along at all. So Amy actually told me that they had made up a few years ago, which I didn't realize. But I would
They
never.
said to each other, "I never liked you" in the movie.
Yeah. And I think he said something like, "I didn't expect to see you here," something like that, which was fantastic.
And what I said to Mark during our text was last week during our video, he brought up Blade. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, he's in the movie. I can't say anything.
And I hadn't seen the movie yet, but Amy had. So I was, thank you for not spoiling it, Amy.
Sure.
As an X-Men mega fan, I was thoroughly in nerd heaven. Just as much as Spider-Man No Way Home. It was very similar when Toby and Andrew showed up and all that stuff. Seeing all these old, all the cameos was fantastic. And I know you're going to get to it later, Frank. I don't want to ruin your moment, but I almost teared up at the first post-credit scene with the Time of Your Life by Green Day with the X-Men montage or the non-MCU movie montage. It was fantastic. And bringing Chris Evans as Johnny Storm was brilliant. And I love their all-night fight in the car. That was the best fight of the whole movie. That was fantastic. And I loved the ending of it with Deadpool tied up with all the seatbelts. It was just a silly throwaway scene, but it was fantastic.
That was equivalent to them finally having sex together.
Yes, because
All
it is
night
a love
long.
movie. Yeah,
First night you have sex all night long.
There you go. And although the ending was a bit predictable, like I knew when Wolverine went in, I thought maybe this is a great way to kill him off again. And then when Deadpool went in there, I was like, he's not going to die. So I said, I know the two of them are going to go in there. They're going to link arms and they're going to save the day. And I was like, all right, I could have written this part. So it was predictable, but it was still good.
I didn't even think that.
As soon as Deadpool went in, I was like, all right, so then Wolverine's going to break. And then when you saw him running into the door, I was like, he's obviously going to show up at the last minute, right as Deadpool's about to
Amy,
did
die.
You
think that too?
I can't even remember what scene you're talking about.
At the end, when he had to go in, he had to break the machine that Cassandra...
Bridge the two towers with his arms stretched
out. The matter and antimatter machine that Cassandra Nova was going to use to destroy all the worlds.
Right.
And Deadpool had to go in there to pull out everything and save the day.
Right.
But it was going to kill him, even him. And then Wolverine showed up at the last minute and they linked arms and his shirt blew off, which was hilarious. And Deadpool did checking out his stomach. I was like, that's hilarious. But I knew that was going to happen. I know no one's going to die. They're going to.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody would die.
It's a buddy movie. They're going to team up and save the day together, and they're both going to live because they can do it. It was like this from Guardians of the Galaxy. If you link arms, you're going to live. They did the same exact thing there. the fight beating all the Deadpool variants, I thought was a lot of fun. And if you read the or the IMDb, the baby pool and kid pool were Ryan Reynolds' actual kids. So that
Yeah.
was his like 5-year-old daughter saying, "Take Wolverine's dick out of your mouth," which was, I don't know how you can have your 5-year-old daughter say that, but that's his life. Enjoy it. I love the soundtrack. I loved everything about the movie. For me, if we consider this the third Deadpool installment, each one was slightly better than the previous one. And that's very rare in movies to go 1, 2, 3. Usually the third movie falters. Anyway, for me, 3.75 stars. This was right on line with Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'll be rewatching this as soon as it comes out on Disney Plus.
Okay. Joel, are you the same way? Are you there?
I'm here.
3.75? Wow.
No. I enjoyed the movie a lot. As much as I enjoyed the first two movies. Honestly, Deadpool's never been a favorite character of mine to begin with in the comics, so
Right.
that kind of brings everything down to a different level. And because he's tied in with the X-Men, who I enjoy, but I'm not as big a fan as Mark is of the X-Men.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that also brings things down to a slightly different level. But this was, I think my biggest problem with this movie was a number of missed opportunities to really tie in with what the Disney and Marvel are claiming is the multiverse saga. Because this would have been a perfect opportunity to bring Kang back in some fashion, even if just for one scene, and they've blown that completely out of the water at this point, and it annoys me. But that's
a MCU problem, not a Deadpool problem.
It's not a Deadpool problem, it's an MCU problem, but this is part of the problem of sucking two franchises into the MCU and trying to make them fit properly. You're going to have a similar problem with the Fantastic Four, excuse me, which I think they're already having problems with in regards to what the comic fans actually want to see, specifically in regards to Doctor Doom. But that's for a later time.
How does Kang figure into X-Men? I don't see that.
Well, Joel's talking about Fantastic Four. He's a Fantastic Four villain, and that he's had two franchises.
Kang is, and the fact that they were setting Kang up for this being the overarching villain for the multiverse saga, it would have been very easy to slide him into a couple of scenes in this and just that connection.
But they've abandoned the whole Kang thing now.
That's
why it's not a Deadpool problem; it's an MCU problem.
MCU problem.
That's why they wouldn't include it here.
And I understand that it is a problem that they should have continued with what they were doing with Kang. And
did they not because of the actor being an asshole?
Yes, but recast the part. They've done. How many times did they recast the part? Harrison Ford's playing, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross now. Don Cheadle's playing.
But that's not a major character.
It's a major enough character. Don Cheadle's the same way. It's the Hulk is the same way. Anyway, it's something that annoyed me about the film. Beyond that, as I said, I had a lot of fun watching it. The cameos and connections to the Fox universe were great, or not just the Fox universe, because Blade was not a Fox film; it was a New Line film. The montage at the end also annoyed me because they should not have included anything from the 2015 Fantastic Four.
When I saw that pop up, I was like, Joel's going to hate this part.
It literally ruined the whole thing for me.
Hold on. Please explain to people who don't understand.
All right. So very quickly, the Fantastic Four they are Marvel's first family. They need to be treated in a certain way. The two films with Chris Evans that they made are not perfect. They're not bad. They're kind of fun. They screw up a few things here and there, but for the most part, they're watchable.
And those are from like 2005 to 2008, somewhere around there.
Somewhere in there. The movies did well enough. The first one did well enough at the box office to warrant a second one. The second one did well enough that they wanted to do something, but they didn't know where to go with it. So they decided, we have the MCU now. Let's reboot the Fantastic Four like Sony did with Spider-Man, and we'll make a shitload of money. And they did it in such a horrible, horrible way. I would rather watch in the 1990s. Roger Corman had the rights to the Fantastic Four, and he had to make a movie, otherwise he'd lose them. So they made the movie, and they never released it. It is cheap and cheesy. It is 1,000 times better than the piece of shit that came out in 2015.
I often disagree with Joel on this matter. I fully agree. It is. I watched it once. I will not watch it again. It was horrible.
I bought a copy on Blu-ray for $1 as an example of a movie to threaten all the other movies in my collection. This is what's going to happen to you if you don't follow suit. Anyway,
Amy, are you as bored with their nerdism as I am?
I actually enjoyed, even though I don't know the Fantastic Four except their names.
yes.
Amy, if you to get the whole Johnny Storm, Chris Evans reference, as Joel said, it's really not a bad movie. I would recommend going and watching the 2005 Fantastic Four. No, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, they're
Frank,
fun.
did you
Alba.
see it that you're saying no?
Frank,
didn't
have you seen it? Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's fine.
It's not a Frank movie.
Frank, why don't you go watch Watchmen?
I
Frank,
did see it. I watched it after the miniseries.
There's a 2-foot-long schlong in it, Frank.
It was not terrible. All right, Joel.
Anyway,
Sorry.
as I said with the other two movies, it's a 3.33333333.
Same. Okay, interesting.
So
Yeah,
you
for me,
would
they're all the
rate
same.
them all exactly the same. They're all you
Yeah,
can't
you
even
know what? I'll go to a
rank- you can't
3.4. I'll go to a 3.4 on this one because of Hugh Jackman.
and you can't rank them 1, 2, 3. This is the best one.
I just said I'll go to 3.4. So there you go.
And the other ones are
Three,
tied for second place.
yeah, basically, yeah.
1,
All
2,
right.
2.
All right, Cranky Joel, are you done?
I am done.
Okay. Going on about things he can't even control.
I've enjoyed the nerdgasm that's happening here.
Thank you.
It was cute. It was cute. I enjoyed it.
It's really just
Especially watching Joel like this.
Yeah, Joel, you are still
Back
very
to
choppy
choppy.
in your video.
Yeah.
Clearly,
I-
it's not Mark. It's 5 people that you need.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway. So I will. Shall I go? I hardly have any notes.
I just like that Joel needs 5 people to be normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
I'm fine with that.
Goldpool and Cringerine.
Now,
Now this is hard. This is very tough for you. Almost a week later to have to remember anything.
Oh yeah, I don't remember
Over
what the hell happened.
Obviously,
Yeah. How did you not remember the big climatic moment? Like we just said about the Spock thing, and then he went to the
That I
machine.
remember.
And
Look, I
then
only
you
sleep
were
4
like,
hours a
what?
night. I have no
The
memory.
machine did what? Where? Okay.
That's why I did want to go see it again. But everything I've already said all my notes, which I just kind of scribbled down this morning when I was thinking of stuff. Like I didn't know the Human Torch, so the whole Chris Evans things was lost on me, which was sad. I screamed, like I said, when we saw the Fox logo. When Deadpool and the Star Trek moment, one line that nobody mentioned that killed me was when somebody called somebody Van Milder. Oh my God, I love that.
That was Kind Pool. Kind Pool was so
Kind
nice that he
Pool.
called him Van
Nice
Milder. Yes,
pool.
fantastic.
Nice pool.
That was also brilliant. Spoiler
nice.
alert. When she said, regenerate? What?
Yeah, and I loved all the different Deadpool names, all the nice pool, the baby pool, the dog pool. Oh, it's so adorable.
Yeah.
And like you said, Mark, the soundtrack. Where else are you going to find Madonna, John Travolta, and Olivia Newton-John, and Jimmy Durante in the score?
Wait a minute. That was one of my notes. What was Madonna's suggestion? I couldn't even read my handwriting.
Yeah, I know. I read that in IMDb just this morning. She made a suggestion for the Like a Prayer scene. They didn't say what it was, but they used it and they made it better. Nobody knows what it was.
Okay.
So I didn't take any other notes. I loved it just like the other two. I'm going to give this one the same 3.5 stars. It doesn't mean I like any one more than the other, but I think they all deserve 3.5 stars. I would say if I had to gun to my head, I would put 2 as number 2 and 1 and 3 together at the top. only because of that one fight scene that just wouldn't end in two.
Which one?
I don't remember. It was just some
It
fight
just
scene that
wouldn't
went
end.
And this is where, and this makes sense because this is how I am with older movies that I don't really care about. It could be fantastic, and I'm still not going to give it 4 stars, where you guys might give it 4 stars. So this is for the fans. So for somebody like me, this it could have been 4 stars. It wasn't, but I could see why I give it higher stars than someone who doesn't have the same love and knowledge of the previous movies and the comic books and so forth. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And
Well,
I can
that's the
also
thing.
give something, sorry, Frank, I can give something a star ranking and not like it as much, but still make them the same star rank. I think they all deserve the same great 3.5 stars for me.
That's a solid number, sure.
Yeah.
The thing for me is that I can't just watch a movie once. It would be very rare that I would watch it once and give it 4 stars.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't work for me. And maybe if I watch this again, I would like it more or I would like it less. I have no idea.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
That definitely happened with me with Ragnarok. I saw it before we started this, 4 stars. Then when we started this, I think I went like 3.75 stars.
Yeah. Because, So
you watch it again, you put it on the same level as Love and Thunder.
No.
No.
But here's the thing. I would definitely, I agree with Mark. I would definitely watch it again when it came to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It was,
you need a few months. You need a few months to kind of digest it and then rewatch it.
Yeah. Well, not the lady next to me. She came back a week later.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
How do you know it was a week? She could have been there the day before.
That's true.
True. Okay, so we already talked about the post-credit sequence tribute to X-Men, but I think it's absolutely a tribute to Ryan Reynolds because obviously he was the one who got Wesley Snipes to come do the movie and gave Chris Evans the chance to play Johnny again. So I think it was really his determination. He's the one who convinced Madonna to give the song to them. So I think that tribute at the end, I mean, how many companies did he have to ask for footage to use them?
He truly was the driving force in all 3 of these movies, and he deserves a lot of credit. Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's listed as producer here.
And writer.
Realistically speaking, they only had to ask Warner Brothers for the Blade footage because everything else is now in-house at Disney. So
right. And so it was fun to see all the behind the scenes stuff, even though it really meant nothing to me. Right, Aim?
Hey, I enjoyed it. I love watching that kind of behind the scenes stuff, but it didn't have any kind of meaning.
So then you probably missed the fact that you saw Michael B. Jordan as a Fantastic Four member as opposed to Killmonger in Black Panther. Same as Chris Evans was John. Like I love the fact that both those actors have played 2 different Marvel parts in 2 different franchises.
Yeah.
It's just one was better than the other.
And well, one was a lot better than one of them.
So that was lovely. And then of course we waited and Lori went to the bathroom. Matt was like, why are we still sitting here?
So they new to this?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. And Anthony was totally like, because there's always something at the very end, probably. So we waited for that. And the Chris Evans thing was hysterical.
100%.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
That he at one point I thought, is he looking at his lines? Is he trying not to laugh?
Yes. I thought the same thing. Hilarious.
Oh
he just kept going and going. And that character is more Chris Evans than Captain America in real life. And that's why he was just, I think, just going and having fun with it.
That's terrific. Yeah. And nobody in my theater moved an inch when the sequence started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was it that he had to memorize that whole, it was one take. There was no break.
Yeah.
One take. So did he go first or did Ryan Reynolds go first? That's what I'm wondering. Because did they try and they wrote it? He did it. They didn't include it because he couldn't quite get it because he was breaking a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, no, this is how we're going to fix it.
And if what you just said is true, Frank, that's just genius. Yeah.
Yeah. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. So Deadpool and Wolverine is only in theaters. Next week, we're gonna stay on the comedy superhero movie mode a little bit with Joel's pick, Mystery Men from 1999. I did see it in 1999. Don't ask me. Something about a bowling ball, and I don't know.
It was the prequel to Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
Was it?
there you go.
No.
Wow.
No.
The spiritual prequel.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and the fact that it's it's based on an independent comic book, so yes.
Yeah. And okay, so that's it for us. I'm Frank Gaffney. Go see this movie.
Go see this
Now-
movie.
It's
Yes.
now playing at your local cinema. AMC. They make movies better.
Ah.
Well, Amy, we're waiting for you to